There we go. Cousin Jeff, Coin Junkie. Welcome, welcome, welcome all. Hit that button, hit that button. Okay, I think I'm kind of getting ready. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Let's see if I get this to focus. What is this? What is this? Oh. It's the official 1978 Black Book of United States coins. Yeah, this is an interesting book. Let's see if I can put it this way. We'll talk about this a little bit. I can get it in that little stream right there. Oh my goodness. There we go. But that ain't going to work because now I need to do scopy. And I'm sure there's some stuff here we could look at, hang out, see what's going on. Merry Christmas to everyone. Oh, wow, look at that. I got that thing right in my path. That ain't gonna work. What if I do that? Oh my goodness. I'm so smart. Sometimes I'm smart. And this is a pretty beat up penny. I don't know why I kept it out. Not go in the return box. I got a whole bunch of change over here. Stuff that I need to look at again, and I figured, let's just do a hangout and see what's going on. See what goodies I put over here. Because I couldn't tell you what's over here. I need to find the coin for this. I took it out to look at it. And that's it. I don't know where the coin went. I'm pretty sure it's in this pile. Welcome, welcome, welcome all. We'll put this pile up here and we'll look at that. And let me see if I do that. And yeah. I'm still doing some setting up here. I think that will work. What if I do that? Oh, that will work. All right. No, 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 no. It better not be one I put in the return box. I'm sure it's in this pile. See if I can locate it real fast and see if we'll take a look at it because it's pretty. That's a 71. 60. 60. I am not seeing it in this pile. Wonder if I have another pile over here. I have a habit of losing coins. There's a quarter. Don't know. That's the empty. Not sure. What's over here? That it? That ain't it. What's going on, CJ? Stuff in your face. He's stuffing his face. I stuffed my face earlier. We cooked for like 8 hours straight and it took us like 12 hours to clean up. It was a mess. It was a big mess. What's this coin? Okay, we'll look at that one. We'll look at that one. I'm trying to clean up this desk. It's a mess. So maybe we'll come across that 72. I got my coffee. It got up like 68 degrees today here. This house is hot. Got the window open. 9 o'clock at night, got the window open to try to cool the house off. Sickening. Okay, let's drop the scope. Not literally drop it. And we'll start with this one. And let's see, if we do that, hit that button, and then we do something like that.
What's up, Blues?
What's going on, brother, man?
You know, just hanging out, doing the thing.
Yep. I ate, my belly is full, and I'm like, well, I didn't see anybody else online at the time I started this, but I did get one notification on YouTube, so I don't know who jumped online.
Well, I haven't seen anybody yet, but
I figured there are a bunch of coin nerds out here, so I'll just do a hangout and see who's around.
Who's kicking?
Who's kicking? A clean desk? Yeah. No such thing.
Not doesn't exist. I guarantee that.
An almost clean desk almost exists.
Liar.
Liar. Okay, so I got you there. I got to get a little closer to this.
You can make you big. You know that, right? The what is it, like the far button that makes me small, just like that. There you go. That way you can still see what you got going on. Look at you.
Look at, oh shoot, man, that's like a Christmas present learning how to do that.
Look at you, like learning and stuff.
Yeah, look at me learning. Who'd have never thunk it? Oh, wait a minute. Where's it at? Which one?
The question mark?
Wait a minute. That's not the right one. That's not the one I'm looking for.
Where's your light bulb?
And you got to look real close at this one. Because underneath the L, we put a little thing down there to represent a DDO. Yeah, my question mark. I got all kinds of little notes up here to throw at people.
I'm not a smart man.
I'm not. Wait a minute. I got one of those, I think, too. Oh, there it is right there. You mean this one?
Yep.
Okay, 46S. 46S, sans serif on those?
There's 3 different mint marks.
And I think there's, what, a trumpet tail on the 46S? Not the trumpet tail. I'm thinking of something else then. Okay, so let's go to RPMs. RPMs. 46.
So that is the trumpet-tailed, right? That's what it looks like. The trumpet-tailed S.
Yeah, I'm looking in the wrong thing over here. I need to go to
Wexler because he's got pictures of all 3.
Wexler has it?
Yeah.
All right, let's go over here to Wexler. Oh, wait a minute. How about I do it on this screen, and then I could show people. Let's do it on this computer. Let's go to RPM, OMM varieties.
Yeah, if you go to Wexler and just go to inverted mint marks, which is right on the location on the left. The first one that comes up is the 1946S for the Lincoln Cents. So it's really easy to find.
Yeah.
So there's a ball serif style.
Inverted.
There is a sans serif S, and then there's a trumpet tailed. So you have the three, and only one of them has a possibility of being the inverted.
So if I hit that button, whoop, let me go to that. Got it. Okay. See, where am I at here? Wexler's die varieties, inverted mint marks. First one that comes up is the 46, and this is the trumpet style S.
No, that first one is the ball serif. The notation is underneath the picture.
Yeah. This is the ball share. Okay. Let's go over here. Let's get a good look at what my coin looks like. And then if we come back over here to web pages, and it doesn't look like that one.
I think it looks like the last one, which is the trumpet tailed, because the top has that straight edge.
And then that is thick on top and hardly anything on the bottom. And this is nothing on top and a little on the bottom. What am I looking at here?
So scroll down to the third picture. Not that one. That's the second picture. Too far.
That one. Wait a minute. Damn it. Oh, I'm lost.
Oh, God, stop scrolling.
Shitting. That's picture one. That's picture two. That's picture three.
That one. That's what it looks like to me.
Okay, so that's what we're looking for.
So that is a trumpet tailed. So the trumpet tail and the sans serif both do not have the ability to be an inverted mint mark. Only the ball serif has the possibility of being the inverted mint mark.
And the ants going MS, maybe number 6.
Yeah, and it can't be the inverted mint mark.
Oh, okay. What's mine look like again?
It looks like the trumpet tail.
Yeah, it looks like this one right here.
You have your coin posted up.
Oh, let me hit that page. That one.
Nope, doesn't look like that one. Scroll up. Up.
I'm working on it.
Right there. So it's just a trumpet tailed. Nothing special about it. Next.
Hey, it's a regular 46S. That's what it's supposed to look like.
Next.
Okay, I get it. Next. I understand.
Next.
Next. And I'm probably going to do a giveaway tonight because it is Christmas. And, oh, wait a minute.
Oh, so check this out. So I bought a Bluetooth transmitter thingy for my computer.
Yeah.
For my wireless headphones.
Yeah.
And it works beautifully.
Good.
So now I can get up and like walk around and like get food and stuff my face all while still listening. It's beautiful. Because I was like, okay. So I got to put my headphones down. I'm like, wait a minute. I don't have to anymore. This is cool.
You're going to walk around like Princess Leia.
Yep.
Got little buns on your face.
I'm okay with that.
See, we could really make a confusing stream by looking at this roll of 46S's that I got.
No.
We're not going to do that because I really don't want to use my mind too much. But I am interested in going through this stuff here to see if what's on this desk. Okay. 1895 Indian head.
1895 Indian.
I don't even know where I got this at. What are you doing, Mantic? Are you hiding?
What's up, Shay?
Are you hiding?
Maybe.
He might be hiding. He's in his office hiding.
You're probably not going to find in most of the stuff that happens with Indians happens
Early.
on the neck area and the date. There's almost and then Liberty across the Liberty headband. There's almost nothing else that happens on any Indians.
Yeah, I don't have the word liberty across the headband. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't. Is that a G4 or an AG?
Probably at about good. It's corroded. It's about good details. Yeah. That's a detail grade. Let's look at the back of it. See what the back looks like. Yeah, this one's pretty shot. I found a coin to give away tonight. No.
I was gonna say hole filler.
Yeah, hole filler. Now I decided what I'm going to give away tonight. And
Which got a wambulance?
yeah, one of the ambulances is going away. Someone's gonna get this sometime tonight. But It's a Wambulance. Says Coin Busters on top. It actually has a picture of a white AM. So you'll have a choice of that or some random coins equaling probably between $10 to $15. So they'll have a choice if they're not interested in a custom Hot Wheel made by Blues Coins. That's coin related.
Well, so far it's just Ant and Mantic, so
What, really? There's only, I don't even know how many people is in here. 3, 4, including us. All right, there's an Indian head. That's a filler. We'll toss it over there. I know where it's at.
Popzilla in the house.
Popzilla, welcome, welcome. See, I mentioned giveaway, and here everyone comes. Blues is giving crap away.
We talked about this one before.
Yeah. It wasn't anything.
Top of the 3 took a hit.
Yep. It took a hit. But it's a 35. Man, I am making a big mess over here.
D. Reese, what's going on?
Going on, D. Reese? See, over here is that stuff. These are all rolls. These are all dated. And one of these rolls says 1930s on them. And
what's up, Super Silverman? Hello, Governor.
Super Silverman, welcome. D. Reese.
Yeah, you're right, Blues. You said something about giveaway, and man, they're all starting to pile in.
Yep. They're all showing up. See that? That's my roll of 1930s. I got a roll over here. These are my dirty coins. These are the ones that have been bad.
Dirty.
They're dirty. So they're put away. Oh, I think they just got pie out. There's a 45S that took a nice hit. Let's come up here. Nothing on the eye. I'm doing well, Silverman. Doing well. Yourself? Got the 3 nephews and nieces put down, but so much for them sleeping, especially tonight.
All right.
I told the parents they could have a shot of NyQuil. That might help, and they laughed. Y'all take a shot of this and go to bed.
or whiskey.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything on this one. Chances are I might have looked at all these at one time, and they were just put in that pile because I need to put them away. A Wamboni. Ooh. I think I've seen those Zambonis on the shelf. This is a 45. Somewhere over here, I got a roll that says 45 S's on them. Let's see, 45.
A Wamboni. Love it. I love it.
44. Oh, well, there. There's a roll that's just 1940 S's. You kicked the in-laws out about an hour ago? There you go. Poof, get out.
Yeah, I got home and I was like, I should probably go get some food because, everything is closed tomorrow. So I'm like, man, I don't even know what's even open right now. So I go down to Safeway, which is just down the street, and I figure they're open till about 7 or so. So I get in there, it's like 6:15, and they're starting to make pages every 5 minutes.
Get out. Get out. Get out.
Yeah, we close at 7 p.m.
Get out.
in
Get out.
45 minutes. And then later on, it's like, we are going to close in 30 minutes. I'm like, yeah, I get that.
Yeah, this one's pretty shot too. It's a 45 over here. I got a spot for 45s. I need to get myself another 100 count box of tubes.
For what, Canadian?
For what?
For Canadian?
I just need another 100 count box of penny tubes.
For what?
To put pennies in.
What kind of pennies?
U.S. pennies? No Canadian? Poof, CJ's gone.
Never mind.
I'm like, we're starting this crap already, huh?
Here we go. Wee! You had one job. You're fired. You're fired.
All right. Okay. Animal, go lay down. Leave me alone. Stop begging for a biscuit.
It's Christmas. You should give him a biscuit. But it's got to be a Christmas biscuit.
No, we got about 20 tennis balls to give the dogs tomorrow morning, and they're all getting great big bones. And hopefully that's going to keep them busy, at least for a little bit. All right, what's going on with this? Okay, don't need to worry about that. Sorry, I got instant messages on YouTube I need to pay attention to make sure I'm not screwing anything up. You'll donate a biscuit? See, the thing is, I don't even have one in here. I keep dog biscuits in my top drawer over here, and he knows where I keep them. So he'll come over here and just pester me until I give him a biscuit, and then I give him a biscuit, and he's gone. He'll just disappear. So he's got it figured out that if he bugs me enough, he gets a biscuit to leave. That's a 57. What's that dot underneath the 9?
Goop.
Oh, it's still there. That's interesting. I don't know if that's raised or not.
D-Reese. Kind of like my kids and my debit card. they get the debit card and poof, they're gone.
My problem is I just need to keep them off of Amazon.
Oh, I'm dangerous on Amazon.
Well, what they do is they'll get on Amazon and they'll put it in the cart. And the same with my eBay. Stuff they'd like to have. And then it's up to me to figure out where the money comes from to take care of it. Because the oldest one is 12. And they want everything. It's pretty bad.
Jason Patton came in. You got Cajun just rolled in.
Cajun? Hello? Jason?
Cajun.
What's going on, brother?
Cajun Corn Hunter.
Everybody's belly's full, and now they all want to. They don't know what to do.
That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome. What are you talking about?
Raining tonight.
An ice storm? It's like 69 degrees outside.
That's what cool if an ice storm came through tonight. Just happened overnight.
Go to bed. You get everything done out there? Mary? She's ignoring me now. That was my niece. She's here with her 17 kids.
17 kids?
No. her 3 kids, which is like 2 great nephews and a great niece. So her and her husband and the three kids are over for a big Christmas dinner. I think they're eating pie now. And they probably didn't even bother to ask me if I wanted some.
Ooh. I don't know if I could let that go.
Interesting. A box.
Box?
Right in the middle of his chin. That darn thing almost looks square. That's one of those Arsenio Hall moments. What will make a square box on the coin? Now,
When you hit it with a square punch,
is it
incuse or is it raised?
We have our answer. It's damage.
It's incuse.
The edges. Yeah, someone took like you said, a little square punch on it.
Well, I know things sometimes. Just sometimes, though.
And I'm over here going. Followed by this one.
I'm not a smart man.
And then every once in a while, I feel like this. All right. Here.
When did I get this?
Let me show this one off I'm working on.
What? This is dumb. So I get this email for all these deals 3 hours ago, and I click on one of the deals, and it already says that it's expired. I just got it. This is dumb.
Yep. But since you clicked on it, now they got your email as a valid email, and the emails are not going to stop.
But I signed up for it, so I don't want them to stop.
See, there's a 39, and That right there caught my eye. It's probably nothing because I don't find anything. Google knows what you want before you did. Yeah, no kidding. Keep stealing our darn information and just sending us shit.
Oh, where? Oh, there it is. There it is.
Okay, it doesn't have a big. All right, nothing above that first 9. Not seeing anything in the eyeball. They all look right. So does anybody know what they're getting for Christmas yet? Who are the snoopers in the house?
I am getting whatever I want.
You got to buy your own?
Yeah. That's okay.
That's terrible.
No, I don't think it is.
So this one I'm working on, it's actually a pro stock. And I got it painted, and I got this, I painted the stripe on it. That's hand painted. And then I got decals I'm going to put on it, the sponsored decals like you'll see on the real cars. And then it'll get clear coated and put back together, and it'll sit on my shelf over here. Actually, it'll probably be in one of those little plastic bags to keep it right. And it'd just be part of my collection of doing a custom car. All right, I found a nickel. Let's see what this nickel is doing over here. Okay, it's a 96. It was in the pile. I don't know why.
Ooh. Yeah, that's not bad. I could save $3.
Oh.
Oh. Nope, sorry. Deterioration.
Yeah, I was just going to say this has got either some deterioration or it's got a some light MD on it. Because if you look on the
No, look at the bottom of the top of the T. You see that flow? That's dye deterioration.
yeah, but see, I'm looking at that right there. It's on this letter. You can see it a little bit right there. You see a little bit right there. Down here on the eye. Not seeing nothing on that one. And I come across over here. And I see it right there on the S. Inside of the U. The R.
See, that's still dyed. Well, I mean, maybe a little bit, but most of that looks like dye deterioration.
Yeah, see,
Because
it's real thick over here.
It's flowing towards the rim.
Yeah, see, it's real thick on that. So yeah, that's dye deterioration on that side, and it's more prominent on this side than it is the other.
Oh,
yep.
Sorry.
You're right. You got it right, CJ. It's right there on the G. Maybe I should put this on one of the Facebook groups and ask if this is a double die. And I'll spell die, D-Y-E. Or is that just going too far?
I would respond promptly with, that's a nice coin you got.
Yeah.
That's right. Nice. Precisely.
Semantic is saying my dad is building a custom car, life-size one. The Hoffmaster Mobile. Very cool. I would love to have my own project car to work on. I'd love to do a 57 Studebaker Silver Hot two-door. That would be my dream car to do.
Rat Rod.
And then I've been thinking about doing my Dodge. I got Dodge Dakota out here. It's in condition for being a 2000. And I thought about just redoing that and just making a nice custom little 4x4 to cruise around in as a driver. Oh, cool. Thanks, Shay. Yeah, I love old cars. I know a lot about old cars. I've done my research, been in love with them since the 80s.
Took a hit. We looked at this one already.
Yeah, and I think the 37, I think that's a normal looking 9.
Yeah, it's flattened. We took a look at this the same night that we took a look at that 35.
Yeah. We've already been through these. So I just need to put them in their little hole over here and put them in their appropriate place. So '81 Firebird T-top with the shaker. Is the shaker hood factory? Because I believe they came out with 2 different style, or I think maybe 3 different style hoods on those Trans Ams. And I think a shaker hood is a factory option that came on them. God, I don't know what that. I don't. I'm all following this line over here, and I'm like, hey, look, it's going to go to the rim, and then it goes. It's not even part of the coin anymore. I don't know what that was, but it's gone now. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything on this either. Yeah, I think we've already been through these, and I just needed to find a hole. I just needed to put them in a home.
Yeah, is that what's called a floating die crack?
Yeah, that's a floating die crack. All right. Okay, what's this one? It's a hair crack. Yeah, that was kind of disgusting. I'm sorry. This one I got marked 36S Konica RPM number 1.
Oh, Shay. Oh, no. Oh, we got a floater.
Wexler RPM 002 south over S East. best of variety. I don't know if I even got that marked down right. Yep, that's what it is.
No, that's fancy.
That's a nice one.
She's a beaut.
Yeah, I got it marked down as a WRPM number 2. And chances are I'm pretty close on it. I'm getting better at this.
That's a buffle turd. What year?
36. Yeah. That's what the piece of paper says. Let's see what the says. Yeah. Coin even says 36 on it. It's been cleaned. Bad.
Yeah. Konica RPM number 2. Or number 3. Number 2. It's one of them.
Konica 1.
Konica RPM number 1? No.
Yeah, because
No.
Wexler has the cross reference as 1.
Wexler Konica number 1 is not the coin that you have.
No, let's see. That's why we do this.
The Wexler's number 2 has a cross of RPM number 2 on Konica, and that looks like what you have.
All right. Let me bring it over here. Let me look this up. How bad did I screw it up? $36, $35.
Yeah, I would say number 2, because there's also a number Wexler number 3, which is a Konica number 8, but
36, 36, 36, 36. Oh my goodness, where the D's at?
I'm feeling number 2.
Yeah, 30 WRPM 002. You feeling number 2 on that?
Feeling number 2 on that one.
That's a south. That's S over S over S, east and south.
So you got the east, and then the south would be the part that's underneath.
Yeah, the pictures look good. Let's see what we got for die markers. Die gouge on the top of the Indian head at 12 o'clock.
12 o'clock.
Let's go over to the Indian head.
Die gouge. Hopefully it's not worn out.
Okay.
Go to 12 o'clock.
I'm working on finding my time zone.
Oh.
I was too close. I couldn't see.
Yeah, right there, right? Yeah, right there. No, go back up at the rim. At the rim. Go up right there at the rim. Just below the rim. A gouge on the die would be a raised piece on the coin. Right there. Yeah.
Okay. And then it says die scratches between the rim and head at 11:30. And
somewhere right there.
Those would be those scratches right there.
So we got markers for our WRPM number 2 and Konica number 2.
And that's
number 2.
Okay. Yeah, it says die scratches between the rim and head 11 o'clock west of the die gouge. So there's the die gouge, and okay, yep, there's those scratches. And then die scratch runs near the rim between 9 and 10 o'clock. So let's go down here. Okay, and that's basically 9 to 10 o'clock. And if you look right there, looks like there's die scratch right there near the rim.
Okay. Number 2. Next.
And
So is your paper right?
it's pretty close, but I'm going to redo it.
What do you mean it's pretty close?
It's pretty close.
What? That wasn't my question. My question was it right or was it not right?
My piece of paper says 1936S Konica RPM number 1, WRPM number 2.
Well, okay. So kind of right, partially right.
It was pretty close.
It was pretty close.
It was pretty close. Oh goodness. All right, 1936S. WRPM002. This is best of variety. S over S over S. Stage A.
It's not stage A.
Huh?
No, I'm just kidding.
Don't you.
Yeah.
And that's another one I got to take pictures of for the sand database. I think we already looked at this coin at one time. Yeah, we did. For the people that didn't see that, 1925S, this is RPM.
Number 1.
I haven't figured out which one it is, but I cherry picked this off of eBay for $1.49.
Oh, that's just insane.
Just for the people that are about to get sick over hearing that, I'm going to repeat it. It was cherry picked off of eBay for $1.49.
So can you zoom on that mint marks? So it's either number 1 or number 2.
Oh, I think that's too close.
Survey says, like, give me placement. I think I can work with placement too. Oh, that's in the middle, so that's definitely a number 1.
And I got no responses off of that comment. Oh, look at it. Never had good experience. You know, you got that as number 1, CJ?
Let's check die scratch east from the R and through the U of trust. So look for a die scratch from the R through the U in trust. I don't see any die scratches there. Okay. That was a marker for number 2. So let's check 1 for number 1. Short northeast southwest die scratch below the L of Liberty.
You're looking on 1?
The first thing I said was a marker for number 2, but since it's not there, then I went to number 1.
Okay, number 1.
So short northeast southwest die scratch below the L of Liberty.
Yeah. What site you on?
I'm on Wexler.
Okay.
Just put up Liberty.
I need to see a picture of what I need to be looking for.
No.
Because I don't know what I'm looking for.
You don't get to. So
There.
what's that little thingy below the L?
I don't know.
The thing that comes right off the rim.
Well, I see it. I don't know what it is. Oh, God. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this.
Maybe you're fired.
Let's just get a bunch of booze and start drinking.
Not a bad
That
idea.
is it's raised
Okay.
and it comes to the rim from the rim.
So there's 4 different stages that have markers.
Yeah, we've had pretty good luck on eBay getting stuff. And we've had some stuff that's kind of, well, I don't dare buy it because I can't verify it. CJ's took a couple chances on some stuff and did good on them. There was enough there to say it was what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But once you got the coin in hand, then you could look at it under your own terms.
Can you do you have any die cracks in the head or the shoulder or on the back of the bust anywhere?
Yeah, I think this was one where we tried to attribute at one time and we couldn't because it was so worn. The one of the big die cracks that is on the back wheat area. The white wheat ear.
That is one of the markers for number 1. Towards the bottom?
Yeah, right there.
That's in the right spot.
Yeah, it's in the right spot, and it made me believe that this was FS 501 because all the other ones didn't have that marker. Yeah, I remember this coin. That was the only marker I was able to get on it because the coin is so worn.
So you got no die cracks on the
Forehead?
on the obverse? Or
No.
just anywhere on the obverse. There's like 4 or 5 different die cracks in different locations.
No, I did
So
not.
there's one on the forehead, there's one on the shoulder, there's one that goes through the back of the bust. Right there, hold on. Go up a little bit. Okay, right in the middle of your frame. No, don't move it.
Hold on a minute, guys. No promise.
So there is a die crack that is coming, that goes like through the back of the bust into the field, and I'm trying to see kind of where where it sits, like where on the shoulder that it sits, because it only has like a little picture of it. But I'm I don't know if it's lower or if it's higher. To see if there's any markers for on the obverse of number 1. Let's see. So in stage A reverse, there's no die crack. So that would narrow it down to a stage B, which has the die crack on the lower right wheat to the rim, but no die crack on the shoulder and no die crack on the forehead. Stage C does not have the die crack on the forehead, but has a light die crack on the shoulder. So I guess, with the where it could possibly be a C. Hey, Jeff Stanley, how you doing?
Okay, sorry. I was listening to what you were saying. I had to get a box for Jared, Mary's husband. They're wrapping presents up.
Yeah, I figured. So I'm kind of thinking either a B or a C. I'm leaning a little bit more on the C, on this stage C, because the die crack on the lower right wheat to rim is much more pronounced. And then there was a light die crack on the shoulder. With that amount of wear on the coin, it would pretty much get wiped out. And there's no die crack on the forehead on stage C. So I'm kind of really leaning on stage C right now.
RPM FS 501.
Yeah, it would be RPM number 1, FS 501.
Yeah. And you're thinking stage what?
C.
Stage C?
Stage C is what I would lean on, because stage B has a really light die crack on the reverse, and yours is clearly there. So that's why I'm saying stage C, where that reverse die crack is strong.
Yeah. Cool. I think I've already sent pictures of that one to Ken. So you weren't here at the beginning. What did I do? What? What? Oh, what the?
Stop it.
There I am. Son of a bitch.
Biscuits.
See, I found this 72 WDDR 002 or DDO.
Okay.
No coin. I got to find that coin. Hi, Jeff Stanley. And I'm sure that coin is somewhere in this mess over on this side. Okay, now. This is a quarter, and I think it's a pooping horse. But we'll never know because I can't get it to focus. Yep, there it is.
I'll never tell.
Right there.
Yep. Die chip.
Die chip right there. And it's right below his. It's below
tail.
It's below the wrong end of the horse.
Tail. Below his tail.
It's below his tail.
Tail.
So these are called pooping horses.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have a pooping horse, and now I do. Well, there's a couple of them out in the pasture.
I was gonna say, I'm like, bro, you've had some for a while.
Yeah, there's two out in the pasture that's doing a pretty good job of fertilizing.
I think this might be a fine. I don't know. Like, it might be. I don't know, man. This I got this flyer that borderlines between a Fine 15 and a VF 20. Like it's sitting.
Are you trolling eBay?
No.
No. I would never troll eBay. No.
I don't know. It's got just a hair more wear on the upper wing. So I'm gonna have to say a Fine 15.
Okay.
Gonna have to say.
We're going to go through this box.
Gonna have to say.
Last week, I got 2 bags. These are $50 bags of pennies. That's a full one, unopened still. I've gone through about 2/3 of one. And these are the coins that I put aside to look at. There's a good handful of wheats in there. I know they're wheats because I saw the date or I saw the back and I just threw it in the box. So I never looked at them. And then there's 1960s in that box, and I put all those aside because there's a lot going on in the 60s. But I did find this one. And that's a 71 SRPM 002 S over S West Stage B.
Not Stage B.
Huh?
I'm just kidding.
Do not mess with my emotions. That's another one. That's another one I got to take a picture of for the database. Any coins that I come across or that I have, I've been taking pictures. Make sure they've been getting the kin. So, and if it's an upgrade from what he's got, he's using them. And if it's not an upgrade, that's fine. I have no problem with that. I try to help out as much as I can. And I could help out with pictures of coins. Because I have 0 computer skills. I mean, I'm lucky to get the damn thing turned on every morning. Was it last year? They had to help me fix my email.
Oh, that was something else. I don't know what that was.
Why don't you tell him a story about that? Because it's a good story.
The story about Blues's email was that he just wasn't getting any email, and none of us could figure out why. He would even try to send an email to himself, wouldn't get it. Until I'm like, well, do you have filters or something on there? And he's, yeah, I got filters. I'm like, well, you better open them up. So he goes into his filters and is reading off like what filters he's got. And he had filters that were filtering out entire domain names. So that means like all emails from Gmail or Hotmail would be essentially blocked. So he had like blocked out like 90% of the internet email domains. So he's like, so we're like, well, dude, that's why you're not getting any emails. You have all of the internet blocked. Couldn't figure it out. Here's your sign. Here's your sign. It was funny though.
Oh, it was.
It was hilarious, actually.
But we got it figured out and fixed, and now I get emails again. And now they won't stop coming. All right, see. all my 60s I put in the boxes. There's a lot going on with 60s. I just didn't want to go through the whole list as I was trying to separate coins.
Oh, Jeff, no, just 100% blocked. He didn't have him sending to a junk or spam folder, just 100% blocked. I'm like, no wonder you're not getting any emails.
I wasn't getting nothing. I couldn't even send an email to myself from another account.
Right. Because that domain was blocked.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these 60s are going to be nothing because I just threw them in the box because I wasn't interested in open up 15 web pages and search for varieties on a bunch of 60s when I'm just separating them. Okay, there's a 44. Nothing special there. Always got to come up here and check the eyeball.
Nothing special except for it's wrecked.
It's wrecked, but you look right inside that eyeball and there's a little dot right there.
Which doesn't amount to anything because it's wrecked.
You be quiet.
I'm just saying. Just saying. Like
It could be wrecked, and that's okay. It's still a die variety to add to my collection.
if you want to collect damage coins. But when it looks like that a combine hit it, I just have to let it go.
Yeah. And if I find a better one, then it gets replaced. And that little dot was nothing. I just looked it up. Yeah, this is pretty wrecked. This one's probably I'm gonna put that one back out in the wild. Just because I can.
That's what I was doing. I'm gonna have a package for you that I'm gonna hopefully get out here maybe this week, maybe.
For me?
Yeah.
Oh. A package. Hey, I got an idea.
What's up?
What was that?
What?
That I'm going to give you a shout out. What was that coin we're talking about on Friday Vista? The new one.
I'm confused.
90, 96 or 97.
What are we talking about?
The DDR.
2000 Denver.
2000 Denver.
Number 4.
Number 4.
Not to be confused with Johnny 5. Johnny 5 alive.
Okay, so see, we got this right here. 2000 Denver DDR number 4.
Number 4.
Come right over. We'll come to this side over here. And reported by CJ.
That's me. And she's a beaut.
There's a close-up of it.
And that coin, I found coin roll hunting circulation boxes.
It has a mark on each side, which is pretty remarkable.
It's fancy.
It's fancy.
It's fantabulous.
So we come over here. There's that view. There's a closer up view. You can see it just a tiny bit on the left, but it's there. the arrows help point out where it needs to be.
Well, yeah, and the whole reason why I set it aside was because of the gigantic doubled column on the right side. It wasn't until I looked at it later that we found it on that another doubled column on the left side.
Yep. So there's medium spread west on an extra column 7, hand to pedestal, and a light spread extra on column 6, shin. So there we go. One of our own is down on the Wexler site. So congratulations, CJ. What a great find, great attribution on it. Kudos.
Thank you. Yeah, Jeff, you're right. That one is really long for the class 9s, and that's exactly why that I did some checking first, because most of the attributors, if it's not half the distance of the pedestal, they won't even attribute it, because it can be determined as being too minor. But that one definitely qualifies as being large enough or long enough to be attributed.
All right, there's one that's got to go. That one's got to be put away. What's this one? Oh, a 72S. Hold still. All right, mint mark looks
fine.
Thought I saw something. Well, you look at coins long enough, you start seeing stuff.
Dang it, I closed the wrong window again. That's the third time I've done that tonight.
And then come over here, see what this looks like. That all looks right. Up here. Yep, this looks like a normal 72. Most of the 72S's you're going to come across, if there's going to be anything on it, it's going to be on a proof.
So Ant says, I want the qualifier to be quantified. Exactly how many millimeters or less does it need to be?
Yeah. That 61 looks right. I looks right. SURT looks good. That looks good. And the rear of it, not the rear, the rear of the coin. Let me try that again. The reverse of the coin. I'm not seeing too much on this.
Jeff says, I had somebody find one of my Brian Wexler or Ribar Wexler 2019 nickels the other day. That was almost exciting as finding the first 3. Mantic says, can you guys tell me what you think if a coin is a class 4 or 9 if I send a link? We can give it a try.
Yeah, we could look at it, but I do got to tell you, I am not up to par on my classes. I need to do a lot of reading on that. to really understand, and if I could find examples of it, because sometimes I learn better by seeing a picture of what it's supposed to look like or area than I do for reading.
So it's a 1998 WDDR 001. Well, hold on.
You gonna bring that
sorry.
up?
Number 18. Hold on. Number 18. I have to learn how to read. Hold on. Number 18.
How come that's not giving me an
extremely strong partial image of the memorial floor and steps can be seen at the bottom of the second, third, fourth, and fifth memorial bays. What the
I am on, hold on a minute. I got to open up YouTube to get to the link because it won't let me click on it on StreamYard. I got it.
So a class 4 would be an offset hub. And a class 9.
What's going on, Dragon? Okay, so it's still there.
See, the problem that I have with number 18 is how would you confirm that that is a partial image of the memorial floor and not just a really big die gouge?
Where's 15, 16, 17, 18? Okay. I'm assuming y'all could see that.
Scroll down a little bit more.
It's centered?
No, it's you need to scroll down a little bit.
No, is it centered left to right?
Yes.
Okay. Holy
okay, yeah. Crap. Yeah, see, that's
wow.
I'm not sure but how do you tell, what says that is a partial image of the memorial floor? Like, that's the part that I don't understand. It looks like to me it looks like a gnarly like hardcore gouge to me.
Did the image come back up again?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, that's interesting. See, an extremely strong partial image of the memorial floor and steps can be seen at the bottom of the second, third, fourth, and fifth memorial bays. Die scratch runs southeast.
Dragon, I'm not being negative. I don't like it seems to curve up. So, but if it's a like I can't see like where that image is. It doesn't look like steps to me. It looks like a gnarly gouge. And then with the splits on the left-hand side, I mean, could that be a like the steps and the memorial floor from the far right side? Or I don't. I don't understand. I don't understand how you get that. That's a partial image of the memorial floor. Well, Mantic, those three circles are that looks like that just looks like zinc deterioration.
Sorry, it's slowly catching up on YouTube.
And then Ant says, what could cause that kind of gouge? It just a tooling. It already has die scratches everywhere where they had dressed the they had abraded the die. So it would be that same tool that they used, and slipped a little bit too hard on it because they were out partying the night before.
Jeez Louise. It's doing, I don't know why it's doing that.
There you go.
That was weird. It's just doing its own little thing and showing multi-views of something. Yeah.
So in that one, I would say neither a class 4 or a class 9. I don't feel that it's a doubled anything, because one, it doesn't resemble the same shape. And what would affect it to be right there versus in the middle of the design, because we are talking a 98, which is post single squeeze transition. So this is a single squeeze hubbing. There's nothing that would cause that in a single squeeze hubbing.
Yeah, but don't you think Wexler would have known that information?
Well, in here, I mean, he doesn't specify the class, and there's no known cross references to it. So, but I don't like how it curves up though, because I don't recall the memorial building have the floor having any kind of curve to it.
Has Ken seen this one yet? Or is this just something you just came across to tonight hanging out? Oh, goodness. My whole camera system's falling apart over here.
Just look at the partial columns listing in bays.
You've been studying them all day? Yeah. I'm sorry, Shay. I'm just not up to par on the type of class for doubling. So I really can't give you an input on it.
So a class 4 is an offset hub doubling. So basically you take the image and you shift it. So the big DDRs on the 1983.
Yeah.
That is an offset hub doubling. So same thing with the 36, the doubled ear on the 84. Those are offset hub doubled. That cause basically the same shape, only offsets from where it should be. But the problem on this one is that if this was truly a class 4, then you should see that exact same design directly north south of what it is. And there should be, if it was truly an offset, then there should be other devices that also reflect the same doubling. Because otherwise, if they hub this a second time, it would have obliterated the design, which they technically wouldn't have because it's a single squeeze. So I would say no, that it would not be a 4.
Maybe if everybody
But that's just me.
that's hanging out tonight, if they get on Wexler's site and everybody send him an email asking him to put the class of doubling in the description, maybe he'll start doing that on future examples. I'm just saying.
Well, Coin Dragon, it wouldn't be upside down because the die has that flat face for the key. So you would not be able to install the die upside down. You would only be able to install it one way. Now it could still technically be offset if the collar was damaged or broken or something, something like that. But
I do like the coin.
I'm feeling that one as a gouge and not a doubled die. I mean, there's got to be something else that Wexler sees on this coin that would point them towards it being a doubled, that we're just not seeing in just this single image.
Are the other images coming up? I can't see it. I don't know what's being shown. Oh, crap.
Okay. Wexler says this: whether it was because Mint hubbing press operators stopped a hubbing press before a hubbing was completed and realigned the hub and die, or whether it was a self-contained lateral movement in the restraining collar while the hubbing was in process, we don't know. We do know that they have been produced on this single squeeze hubbing presses. So he's saying that the offset hub doubling can still occur even during the single squeeze hubbing process. So even if that was the case, though, if the hubbing was stopped and it wasn't completed, then any subsequent hubbing should still eliminate the design, right? It would still obliterate the design that is already there. It only shows in bays. But if it only shows in bays, then those are the high points on the die face. So would that mean that they would have to have completed the hubbing so that it was basically pressed all the way down? Because then any subsequent press would clear out most of the design that was previously there, except for parts of it.
Hi, Shay.
Hi. Yeah, this one's been a real stumper. But I think the reason I'm leaning on the class 4 is because it's in the center. It's in.
It's not though. It's off to the side.
Well,
Good night, Aunt. Have a good night. Merry Christmas.
center being a little extreme. Like I don't know. In a number of different coins, class 4 has extended across the whole bottom side of the coin. Like the whole, there's examples where the whole memorial building has been
Like the 2002.
Yeah.
The 2002 and the 2003 DDRs have the doubled. But the thing is that the whole key about that is that it shows up over an entire area. If this was a class 4, there would be some other devices that would have some kind of anomaly. But if it's only located right there, that doesn't fit with the hubbing process. Because you can't have all of the other design being obliterated except for this one piece, and still have one piece that still exists from an offset hub.
I need to load it up again so I can take a look again. But all the partial columns in the bays are also examples of where the second part of, let's just at first say if the hubbing process was stopped and then restarted. All right. I think that explains the partial columns that show up in the different bays 1, 2, 3, 9, 10, 11 often, and all throughout the 90s. And I think that makes sense because of those bays wouldn't wipe out the design completely, right?
So, like, which ones are you talking about? Are you talking about like the late 90s where it's in the center?
I can give you some examples that you could pull up. Hold on. Let's see, 1990. Let me see if I can find some in the 8s. I know there's some. Oh, okay. So look at 24. Just scroll down and look at number 24.
Okay, sorry. I had to go take care of something. I'm back. I could hit buttons to show stuff. Yeah, this is like what, the 3rd or 4th stream that I've been a part of, and we discuss the different classes of doubling, which tells me I need to get off my butt and start doing some reading so I could kind of be in the conversation.
So a pair of extra knees can be seen on the left side of the right leg.
No, wait, no, that's the wrong one. Are you in 98 or 90? Oh, you're in 98.
You said 98? Number 24.
1998. Hold on a second. Not the extra knees. Memorial since 98. And number 24. 23. No, that's not it. Let me look at my number again. 98. Oh, that's my number. 24. All right, go to WDDR 15. 15.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
19 pages away, man.
Oh. Exaggerator.
Oh, okay. Now we're kicking with fire. So a portion of the memorial steps run through the statue of Lincoln at a slight angle.
No, that one's 14. But yeah, that one's a real stumper too. Let me see though, because Chuck has this one. Let me see what Chuck listed it as. Chuck listed it as class 9 on number 14. But he lists those partial extra columns in the bays as class 4s. Chuck does.
He has what things in the bays as class 4s?
Those partial extra columns. I think you were looking at number 14. It's number 15 that has is an example. Not a real good example. There's better examples in 1997.
Okay, so 1998, number 15. Extra memorial column can be found in the 11th bay.
Yeah.
So if that was a class 4, then you should have a doubling that goes all the way across the coin, except if it was tilted when it went in, which means that it wasn't set properly and it would be a tilted offset. That they started to hub it and then had to reset it and then finish the hubbing, which left only the doubling on one side of the die.
Well, in this case, you might be right, but a lot of times these show up in bay 1, 2, and 3, and 9, 10, and 11. Mostly in those
but
6
that
bays.
sounds more of a
like let me give you an example.
God, what's that? Where the die is actually goobered outwards.
Here, let me give you an example from Chuck.
Distorted hub, class 2.
Here's a 97D, a link to it on Chuck's site.
Sorry, I'm running 2 different computers.
But the way I see it is that if this can happen, the steps can happen. It's just, 90 degrees, because you do have a number of class 9s that are on the extra ceiling and floor. But this one's so extreme. I want to say that it's a
Right, but that's exactly what I'm saying is that because that shows up all the way across the coin.
yeah.
So yes, that would be a class 4.
Yeah.
But if you only have it showing up on one side, then the only way that it could be a class 4 is if it was tilted. Because if it was set correctly and it was a class 4 offset, then you should have that all the way across the die.
I don't know. I don't know if that's exactly true. I don't think. I mean, I've seen class 4s just on the date. I've seen, which would just be on one side.
But that would be an in-Q's piece on the die face and not a raised or flat portion on the die face. All the areas that these anomalies are showing up are on flat raised portions on the die face.
I don't think it's limited to just that. Like the 2006, he lists the 2006 WDDO 32 as a classic example of class 4 spread. Let me give you a link to that one. WDDO 32.
For the people in chat that think attributing coins is easy, sometimes it's not.
2006 Philly.
Yeah.
And
number 32.
And we get into these deep discussions about stuff and just knowledge is being spread back and forth between everybody.
So this one is an example that he gives as a class 4. Koneka recognizes it as a class 4. But this one is on both sides and the top. Let me see if there's anything on the bust. I don't see anything on the bust.
DDO or DDR?
DDO.
I'm not coming up with any 32 DDOs.
2006 WDDO 32.
Well, WDDO is a Wexler number, but you said copper coins.
Oh, I thought I said Wexler. Here's a link. Here's a link to
You're
Wexler.
killing me, Shay. You're killing me, man.
Merry
Man,
Christmas, everyone.
there's a link.
You said on Chuck's website, so I'm like, okay, here we go.
Well, I'm kind of flipping back
in.
and forth, man. Aren't you like me? Don't you have Variety Vista, Copper Coins, and Wexler all open at the same time? Damn it! And Crawford
no.
open and Breen.
No.
No.
No. No. Really, really, no.
My computer doesn't run that fast. That's too many web pages to open up.
Right?
I live out in the country. I'm limited.
I'm an extreme coin nerd.
So even in Wexler's things, he says that it's a 4 plus an 8.
Right.
The Konica reference is 304 plus 8.
Yep. Recognizing that, class 4 and class 8 together.
and class 8 is the tilted hub.
Right.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying is that it would have to be tilted, and while that die is tilted, is also offset, which somebody really screwed up setting that die when they started the hubbing process.
Yeah, but we are talking about Philly, so.
Well, yes, that is absolutely 100% accurate. So that's what I'm saying though, is that doubling that exists, that spread that exists, would only exist on one side of the coin if it was tilted. Otherwise, it should exist across the coin, across the die. If it was just a class 4. And that's that gouge looking thing. I don't see that design elsewhere all on like around the coin. That's my hang up. If it looked exactly like steps, yes, I would absolutely 100% agree that it would be a class 4 offset, but it doesn't look like steps.
How you doing, Spike Head Die Crack? Welcome. Merry Christmas. Tonight we have Mantic Coins and CJ, and I'm Blue.
All right, let me share that. Okay. Can you see that thing on my screen?
Yep, that's a good picture.
See these real fine lines across that thing?
I don't see fine lines. That's my problem. Because they can't be that fine. Look at the stairs directly below that. Those are not fine lines. Those are very distinctive lines. And if it was a duplicate of those steps, then those steps would still exist. They wouldn't be fine. That goes back to what I'm saying is that looks like a tool abrasion, and that's why that you see the extra lines in it.
Well, okay. So how about this? How about this then? So these were there all the way across, and they took a tool to try to polish it off and just gouge the heck out of it, and didn't
I could go
realize
for that.
this was still here.
I could go for that.
That would make more sense.
Because the way it exists right now with that solid V shape, that is not any kind of doubled design. There's no design on the coin anywhere around that looks like that. No, not wide enough. And then it wouldn't be offset. It would be rotated.
Yeah.
And it's also 4 times longer than the actual design.
That's right, Ann. I love this coin. It's been a real stumper, man. There is some really cool stuff in here that I was looking at. Other examples of class 9. I mean, like, this is just way cool, right? The steps ending up in there. And you can't, they couldn't gouge that out because it's too fine.
You would eliminate the design. You would have to just throw that entire die away.
Yeah. Finger marks. Where is the one? I wanted to show you the one with the steps. Where is it? Let me. Oh, 27. That's cool. Yeah. No, that's the one. That's the one. Okay, yeah. See, Shay wants this. All right. Let's see. Oops. Let me shoot. Dang it.
Clicky.
Clickety click click clicky. Is it 97? I want 97. No, it's 98. It's got to be 98. Come on. There's so many.
I know, right?
There's one with extra stuff going off of here. I don't think that was it.
Because I know, like, another example of the offset would be the 1994 Philly. On the right side has those 3 extra columns or 2 extra columns in the middle of the bay. Specifically on the last three bays. But then for that same year in the Denver, there is extra columns on bays 1, 2, 3. So
yeah, these diagonals are really cool too.
I have one that is the 2006.
Oh,
the one that has basically the two outside columns that are at an angle.
This is the one I was looking for. You got
Which one is?
doubling on the post here.
What year?
It's 98. It's number 30.
98 Denver or Philly?
It's a Philly.
Of course, it's a Philly.
And then over here,
dude, what number are you on? Okay, there we go.
I'm just opening everything in.
I don't think this one belongs there either.
Yeah, Jeff is right. When not mentioned, assume Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Right.
Fair enough.
You just ain't gonna see anything on this piece of
on
crap.
right
You can see I've been hunting these too. I've been hunting the class 9s, and I found this is on what is this? 2006. But I also found a 98. Where is it? Is this it? Yeah.
Yep. Roof. I have that one.
Oh, this one? This one's not proof. This is
No. Roof.
Oh, roof. Yeah. What's funny is Wexler has his own number and doesn't cross-reference Wiles on this one. But it's a 98D, and it has a die gouge right here in column 2 or column 3. See, it's kind of like a horizontal die gouge, And both of them have the same die gouge, so I'm making the assumption that they're the same. Well, I'm making the logical decision.
There's no logic in coins.
Sure, there is.
See it
There's
right
lots of
there?
logic in coins.
That's
Yeah.
that's the marker for both listings, even though they're different. Oh, and I found another incorrect listing on Variety Vista. He lists multiple coins with the same number, even though they're different coins. But yeah, that happens quite a bit more than I thought. There was some interesting listings too. Like there was one instance where Wexler had a photo where it was a class 9 double the die, and it was like at the feet, and he goes to the right of the shoulder. I'm like, what? You can clearly see it's at the feet. What is that?
Shoulder, feet. It's
feet.
close.
Close, yeah. That's right. Yeah.
Come on, it's close enough. It's almost.
Super Silverman. I went to the bank today to get my mom a box of pennies because that's what she asked for Christmas. And the first box was a whole box of 19Ds. Yes. So happy about it. So I had to go to another bank to buy another box circulated. Because mom doesn't want 2019Ds.
That's my luck. I go get sealed boxes, and it's all the same thing, and there ain't nothing in them.
Ooh. I wanted to ask y'all about one I found.
Nope. I'm just kidding.
I think it's a lamination. Yeah, here it is. Where is it? I didn't label it. Oh yeah, there it is. It's a 66.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I had never seen that before. But I'm pretty sure that's limb.
Yeah, I was just going to say that looks like lamb to me, lamination.
But look
With
at that.
the edges of it being jagged and no fine lines in it, just a random. I like the way it comes across that Edo.
I know. Freaked me to freak out at first when because I came across it and I saw this and I was like, what? Thinking, did I find something really crazy? But then as I moved over, I saw the rest of it there, and
you know what that almost looks like? That almost looks like a piece of wire that was rolled into that planchet.
Yeah, because
what's on the bottom right of it?
It's curvy like that.
Is there anything going across his forehead?
Just some PMD.
It looked like it trails off to the right a little bit.
PMS, post mint scratches.
Well, it kind of
really. I streamed this one now.
You're welcome.
Hey, Spiked Head. Yeah, if you're watching Morgan's being sold, is it one of the coin shops on television that sells stuff? If so, their stuff always goes for double what it's really worth. How you doing, Art?
What's up, Art?
How's it going, Art? Let's see. What else did I?
Oh, on YouTube? Wow.
Why did I keep this? Why? Sometimes I have to ask myself why. Why didn't I label this?
I think we all got a bunch of flips that are sitting around places with no labels in it going, what? I think I did a video on that. Don't do what I do and just put it in the flip to look at it later. Label that thing.
I didn't even put it in a flip. I just set it on the desk.
Speak for yourself. I just have coins laying around everywhere. I don't have them in flips yet. I just have the coins laying around.
Exactly. Oh.
I didn't even get as far as getting them in flips, let alone labeling them. They're just sitting there.
They're just sitting there. They're just randomly put in places.
Okay, obviously I don't have to look at that one longer later to figure out what in the heck it was I was doing.
No, they are strategically held. And by strategically held, I mean piled up in one corner of the desk.
Yeah, I do set a glove on tops to keep them from getting dusty, but obviously I have a couple here that I don't know why in the world I kept them. 89D. Why would I keep an 89D unless it had a reverse 88, which it doesn't? I bet there's something going on here.
This 60 I'm looking at between the 1 and Lincoln. That is almost looking like a clash, and that's basically the top of the building is where that lines up at on the memorial building.
There's a number of them with that clash. Yeah.
See the top of the 9? Yeah, look at the top of the 9 right there. Yeah, that's a clash.
Yep, there's some more.
Next.
Next. You're fired. Now,
see, my problem is that I've studied the overlays too much.
Yeah. There's a site that has that automatically, don't it? And you set it up where you can move the overlays over top of each other.
Where? I want to know that URL.
I'm asking.
No.
Like that sounds like a pretty cool site, though. Oh, it is a class 9.
No, I use the overlays that Mad Die Clashes has.
So you're saying that this thing, what you were saying earlier was this thing's too short to attribute.
Yeah.
But they have plenty of examples that are this size or even smaller. So I guess what that means is they don't want to attribute any more because there's so many.
Yes.
There you go.
That's the way I perceive it too.
As long as we use precise language to explain the reason why we're doing the things we're doing, then I can understand.
Yeah.
He ate his biscuit.
And these attribution services, they need to put that on their site so people know we're not doing no more small ones because the fact that there's too many of them to attribute.
But they'll do 195 quarters with the same little class 9s and the windows on the Harper's Ferry or the So I don't know I don't know, why. I still think they should be attributed. I think the actual size of those class 9s might be something to talk about. Hey Brian, how you doing? To come up with a actual size that could be used throughout the series to establish the length. I mean, like 1 head high, 2 heads high.
That's what Ant. Yeah, that's what Ant was saying.
And I think,
to put a number on it, it has to be 2 millimeters or greater or whatever for it to be like attributable.
Yeah, I've heard Chuck say need a toe, but I think it needs to be smaller than that. But I'm also not attributing coins and getting flooded with 1,000 class 9s. But
right.
I guess if it's not really a profit center for them, they're just doing a service because they're not really being compensated for their time to attribute.
What did they get? What, $6 a coin?
Oh yeah, Wexler gets like 4 or 5, and Wiles does 10, and yeah, it's just, I mean, that's like the time to sit down, open up the note, take a look, throw it under the microscope. But it doesn't, I mean, if you have to write a letter and photograph and post it on the website, I mean, we're talking in a couple hours. So you could literally spend a lifetime answering or doing attributions just for 1960D RPMs.
Oh, yeah, we're not
right.
Lifetime.
That whole set needs to be on a separate server.
Yeah. So Blues.
Yes, sir.
So I think you know more about the classes than you think. Like if we were to have a discussion about, a particular couple of coins, you could probably tell me what the class was, but you don't know you can.
Yeah, for what I understand on the classes is the lower the class is like closer to the rim. And then I found out that that's not necessarily true.
Not really.
So that put my whole theory of figuring out classes out the door.
Well, if we just started with class 3, it's the differences between the designs when they have like a design change. That's an easy one, right?
So, okay.
So give me an example of such a thing.
So if it's well, it'll be the 88 with the reverse of the 89.
I would say that was more of a wrong design. It's more like a 1960 large over small.
Okay.
Yeah, or small over large.
Small over large, yeah. So that's
so another one
different
is the 1942 over 1 Mercury dime.
Yeah. Oh wait, which one did you say? I'm sorry.
42 over 1 Mercury.
But that was a totally different year. I guess that would be the same.
So a class 3 is not necessarily a DDO or DDR. It's a design change.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a design hub doubling.
Yeah. So the die got both the hub's design on it. So it's a doubled design.
Okay.
Right? What?
So
Yes.
that would be like the overmint marks.
Coin Dragon's saying, huh?
Kind of, but not just for mint marks. It would be the entire design, but same effect. Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do some good study on this because it's gonna drive me crazy until I really get a firm grasp on it. I've been arguing with people on the Facebook sites on what's a variety and what's a error.
You don't want emails in chat, right?
Well, if no,
All right, I'm gonna hide that. Oh, okay, yeah, good. All right. So Coin Dragon said if it was just a design change, they wouldn't have a class of double die. Okay, I see what you're saying. So
Yeah, because it's a design change, but when you have a design that already exists, so like the example that Ken used the other day, because I don't know what date it is, a homeboy who was hubbing the 1960 small date, took it out of the annealer, put it back in, and the other hub that was in it was the large date and hubbed it over it. That is a class 3 doubled die.
Yeah. That's the way I understand it. Yeah. All right. So
okay, that makes sense.
So class 1
Wait a
is
minute, we're in with this Play-Doh.
so class 1 is a rotation in a particular direction, clockwise or counterclockwise. That one's pretty easy.
So 1955
Yeah.
is the big one.
Okay, yeah.
For the class 1.
One is just a rotated hub doubling.
Yes.
There you go. That's right.
And the
And you get
example,
rotated clockwise or rotated counterclockwise, and then the variations. I mean, there's tons of examples, but you know, it could be strong or it could be very light. All right. So then there's class 2, and class 2 is either towards the center or towards the rim,
Distorted.
and it's distorted. So all the doubling that you see around the coin will be towards the center or towards the rim.
oh, so
So
the doubling would like, in God we trust, the doubling would be on top of the letters, because that's towards the rim, or below the letters, because that's towards the center.
Well, you always look from the weaker lower to the upper stronger to decide which direction.
So the way that I think about class 2 is that your circle is now an oval.
Yeah. It's from the shrinking or expanding of the die after annealing, right?
Yeah.
And so
Yeah, Spikehead, yeah, I'm on error relief a lot. And I just haven't been over to the different class sections of it yet reading.
So now class 1 rotation will happen on most of the coin and all the outer devices. A class 5 is sort of similar, except it's a pivot about the coin and it's rotated in a certain direction, counter or opposite of the pivot. So you'll find rotation in one specific area. A really good example would be like the 1971 with a bar over the 7, right? Or on the other side, bar over L or under L, right?
Or the 95.
The 95, I think.
95, where basically it's pivoting around where the date is. And so that's why it shows up strong on Liberty and the motto, but not on the date, because that's where it's pivoting at.
So that'd be a class 5.
That's a class 5.
And usually it comes with a K number. So if you ever see a listing that says, clockwise from K5 or counterclockwise from K12, to look at that point and then go opposite of that point and look for the doubling. So the K numbers are just, the numbers of a clock. So if it's
I just want to
K12, then you want to look at 6 o'clock for your doubling. All right. So we've talked about, we talked about 4 a lot earlier. Then we talked about 5 and then class 6. All right. Class 6 is always extra thickness. Sometimes they're actually talking, Wexler was saying that a number of the class 2, class 6 combinations that they've identified are really just class 6. And he does a really good job of explaining how that's so. Because you find that in some cases there's notches or a spread on the coin as well as the extra thickness a lot of times.
So an example of a class 6 would be like the reverse of wheat pennies with the extra thickness on the E and the P and the L.
Or on the obverse on the 9, the thick 9s.
The thick 9.
Yeah, the paddle 9s.
Yeah.
Like on the 43 has that fat paddle on the 9. That's a distended. That's a 6.
Okay, so let me see. That's a class 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's FS 101. I cherry picked that one for $1.
Coin Dragon says paddles, swoops, and ski jumps. Yeah.
Ski jumps are good.
Okay, so class 6 is extra thickness. I'm sorry, I screwed up. I should have been writing notes, and I started at class 6. My bad. Sorry.
You were pretty much right on with the EPU too. That happens to the P and the U. Yeah, man. You got it. See, you do have it.
Yeah. See, I know what you're talking about. I'm just not associating it with.
Hey, wait, are you on live? What are you doing on live?
Talking with CJ and Blues and
Busted.
What the heck, honey?
He's got to stay up.
We had like 3 hours ago.
where the steam came out of your ears and you were tapping.
And that was the day that Shay was grounded.
Wow.
Oh
no, totally lost all that. Wow.
What have I done?
Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas.
That was the last day that anyone ever saw Shay.
Yeah. About ready to be buried in the backyard. I can't believe you're alive. I've been sitting there waiting patiently, and you're freaking in here talking to these guys. No offense or anything, but it's Christmas Eve.
Extra eyelids, class 4.
Class 4, extra I. Let
Like
me
I
write
said,
that
you
down.
pick pennies over me.
Sometimes class 8.
He is such a nerd.
And what's up? So Copper Coins calls all the class 9s class 9, but of course, Koneka and Wexler call them class 8s.
Wiles also does not classify class 9s.
That's right.
Okay, I'm gonna go do my own thing since you're doing your own thing.
Class 7 is the only
Bye,
one
guys.
that doesn't have an actual example.
See, Adriana.
It's an idea or a notion, right? There's no known class 7s. It's like
Sorry, what?
A class 7.
Modified hub.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Theoretical class. It's writing it. But this one was more like what possibly you were talking about with the 1941 over 2, maybe.
No,
mean,
Wexler
42 over 1.
actually references the over date, the 42 over 1, as a class 3.
Oh, okay.
Wait a minute, what was that?
I didn't say anything.
Rather than make the new master hub, the Mint reportedly took a working hub for 1957, ground off the 7, and used it to make a master die for 58. The 8 was then engraved into the master die to complete it. It sounds like this should be the real deal. However, research during the latter part of the 80s suggested that the so-called remnants of a 7 were nothing more than some die gouges or some die scratches. And they're talking about the 58 over 7. And the question, Ant says, then the question be, can a class 8 happen in a single squeeze error? Coin Dragon. But you can control your degree from any location. Uh-huh. Spiked head die crack. Wow, I'm learning something class 7. Yeah, it's the easy one. The one that doesn't really matter. Because you'll never apply it to a coin. Well, possibly.
Dragon tried the other side of the universe. Dragon app.
What did Super Silverman have?
He sent me some pictures of a Roosevelt dime that he was asking if it was an RPM, but I only have one picture of the mint mark, and I'm not seeing like what he is saying is an RPM. So I'm trying to get more information.
Oh, I was surfing YouTube a little while ago for some classical music, and I found the Iceland Symphony Orchestra. Oh my goodness, they're awesome. Iceland Symphony Orchestra.
Interesting.
Oh man, what a great channel to just sit there and listen to. You're looking at your 58 over 7 now. Nice, Art. Very nice. Yeah, it really helps. Like if you can learn the different classes of double dies by heart, by memory, makes things a lot simpler. Makes things a lot simpler. Although one could argue that it makes it more difficult because now you have this struggle of when something doesn't really fit, like that the one we were looking at with in the 98 with the steps inside the bays, or the could be die gouges, and they're at angles, and they're yeah, and it's in a single squeeze era.
But we already attributed those.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like
The mint worker partied really hard last night, so
the anomaly. Yes.
he was having a great time.
Let's get back to work. Oh, thought my shift was over, man. But by myself,
Dave's not here, man.
but by myself or by yourself, you tend to second guess yourself and second guess what you're thinking, and so it's very helpful to have a crew of folks that kind of understand what you're talking about. So thank you guys for helping me. I appreciate it.
That's what makes the Q&A so good. We get so many different opinions about something, and then eventually we're all going to agree it's this based on those opinions and observations. Am I just blabbing because I'm tired, or did that even make sense?
That makes sense, but I just wanted to say, well, or that it's everybody telling you that you're wrong. I'm just saying.
Who's got it wrong again? Yes.
Hey,
Consistency is key.
how many times was Edison wrong?
Was who?
Thomas Edison.
Oh, Edison? A bunch. But the thing is, Edison was kind of gangster, so you know. I think he could get away with it.
Yeah, Edison was pretty smart. Oh goodness, Christmas stories on for the 17th time.
Hey Art, can you send that to the check my coin at yahoo.com so we can have some stimulating discussion about it on Thursday? That would be killer, dude.
Oh yeah, 55S Spy Kid. Yeah, that's a pretty nice find. So does everybody know what they're getting for Christmas yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, sleep.
Well, yeah, I got the headphones.
Which ones?
There's Sony
Oh,
wireless over the ear noise canceling with and I can answer the phone and use it as a gaming headset too. Like I
Look
ever
at
play
you.
games anymore.
Noise.
Been,
That will help. You're married.
just no matter what, if I see her, I'll just say yes, dear.
Yep. Just nod your head. It don't matter if you're right or wrong.
Okay, dear. In a few minutes, dear. Yes, dear.
A few minutes turns into an hour. Oops.
Yes, dear. I'm aware that you said that. No, I don't know what time it was.
What day of the week is it? 2019 class that resembles an atypical class in locations, however, not prominent in strength.
Oh, here. Let me post a listing.
Nice, Spike. Yeah, I'm trying to find Chuck's book.
Here, take a look at this link. This will be fun. But you have to, once you click on that and you go and you're looking and you're like, okay, what about it, Shay? This is just DDR009. Well, click on 8 or look at the picture first. That'll help you. Look at the picture and then click on DDR008 and then click on DDR009 again. No, Mike, that's so. She'll forgive me. So,
I'm confused.
Anybody get caught in the circle of death?
What are you talking about?
It's the same coin for 3 different listings.
Well, it's 3 different coins, 8, 9, and 10, but he labeled 10 as 9. Like click on 10. Now that you're at 9, click on DDR10, and then you'll see it. I've got a whole bunch of these.
Just the text. Whatever.
I've got a whole bunch of these like goof ups. Let me see if I can find another one.
Yes, Coin Dragon. Yes, Thunderdome. Ooh, run, Barter Town. Master Blaster.
Master Blaster. Oh, so when you go say, "Wow, I'm pretty sure that means go spend time there." Yes, you're right, Art. And did you not figure it out? Did you not click on that link? That goes to the link I sent was actually DDR 00 or 010, so 010, DDR10. But you can't tell until if you look at the URL, you can tell. But then if you go click on 8 and then 9 again, you'll see that there's a 9 and it's different than 10, which is labeled as 9. There you go. Well, I know I have some more of these.
I think you're looking too much into it, man. I'm just saying. It's just text. I'm just saying.
Oh, and where's that one? There's one. Well, I explained that one earlier, where he says it's by the foot or by the shoulder, but it's by the foot.
I almost never read the text. I always just look at the pictures because I am not a smart man.
I look at pictures too.
Hold on a second. Let me open this one. Okay. So check this link out and tell me what's wrong with it.
It's a link. That's what's wrong with it.
This one right here. To 89D 1DR008. Yeah, Ant got it. That is not a class 9. And what class would you say it was, sir?
6.
Yeah.
Again, it's just text though.
According to my notes, class 6 should be extra thickness.
That's right.
I got to keep these notes close by.
Extra
Or
thickness
Blues,
is
you could
class
just go on to Wexler and he has all the classes spelled out with examples.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Now
Yeah.
this is actually a good one. This is actually a good one with the extra thickness with notching.
And class 4s is contributed to eyelids.
That's one. And memorials and bay columns and bays. Is
Columns.
another.
Yes, I missed that part.
What's another one? Oh, okay. Here you go. Here's an interesting thing. Thought exercise. A 1994 was split serif RPM. Why?
Hold on, what? 1994
Split serif on the mint mark. 1994D. Sorry.
1994D with a split serif.
Yeah.
Broken punch, like the 79.
No.
That's what I was thinking. But it won't be a broken punch because it's in the master.
All right.
Where it's located, it could be a distended hub.
Oh. Well, you're close. You're close, but no cigar.
Damn it. I like cigars.
All right, so Jeff is pointing out that RPM stopped in 89. Was it like a light flipper?
But they still used a punch to put it into the master.
There you go. So it's very common to have this. Now the question is then, when did they stop putting it into the master die? So in the mid 80s, they took the punch and they put it onto the original design. And that just alleviated it altogether on the proofs and the commemorative coinage. But they continued to put it into the master die on circulating coinage until 94. And then after 94, all the rest of the coinage got the mint punch is put on the original design. That way, everything, the master hub, master die, everything would have it all the way down. And you don't see them anymore. But there's a period of time between 90 and 94 where they started punching the master die. And so if it for some reason was repunched, then it would carry forth through all the different
iterations.
Yeah.
So it's a master die problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
It would effectively be an RPM on a master die,
which
Yeah.
will affect that
or
entire
master hub.
right. So the
Because, well, is it master die or master hub? Because it goes master die, master hub, working die. No, other way around. Master hub, master die, working hub, working dies. So it would be back on the master hub.
Yeah.
It would be an RPM
And
on
it would appear.
on
It would appear on the master die. But yeah.
So would that be a master die RPM?
Yeah.
Which in the same essence is the same kind of on the same lines of the 72 master die doubling.
Well, let's see. Wexler says actually they started punching the master dies in 1991. So does he mean that they directly punched the master die? I'm guessing. So we might have had that backwards.
well, but if they did, then there's still a possibility that
There's
because you're
still a
gonna have
possibility that you don't get the split serif. Yeah,
right.
you're right.
Because you're still going to have a number of master dies. You're not going to have just one.
See, even when you think you have it, you don't always have it all the way. Yeah.
I hit myself in the head sometimes too. Stupid.
So the moral of the story is this stuff doesn't happen like a light switch overnight. Most of the things you see are transitionary, and really, when you look at the switch over to the single squeeze hubbing process as an example,
96.
first one, 1987, class 9. And then and common knowledge is across everywhere, unless you read Potter's article, common knowledge, everybody thinks that 97 was the first time single squeezes were put into use, but it wasn't.
I thought they had 100% because they were testing it, and it took them several years.
It did.
And the first year that they were 100% using the single squeeze was 96.
It was 80. Oh, 100%. I believe.
Yeah.
I believe you're correct. And if you look at the progression of when those class 9s start appearing in the coinage, it's like a bell curve, right? So the bottom very first portion of the tail starts at 1987.
And then it ramps up until you get to the end 90s, and it's like fucking rampant.
Where it's like freaking crazy everywhere. Yeah. You got it.
Hey, War Nickel, welcome.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Did you read the article by Potter about when it began? Let me post that article real quick. It's really good. It's sort of matter of fact, like, oh no, it isn't, like kind of a, I guess because people often grab onto a particular statistic or a piece of information as fact, not realizing that life's just a bunch of gray areas. And we definitely have a lot of gray areas in coins. It's not always cut and dry, just like multiple classes of double dice can exist in one coin.
So the fiscal year for 1986 ran from October 1st, 1985 to September 30th, 1986.
Yeah.
So realistically, they said during fiscal year of 86. So there's a possibility that you could have 85s that are single squeezed.
There is, but I didn't find any evidence of such. So here's the first one I found. Right here. It's on copper coins. And he actually notes that this is one of the earliest known column bar cents. And I don't think, let me double check and make sure that's right, because I think that's the earliest.
One of the earliest known of the column bar cents. This writing shows the 6th column doubled to the left of the statue. And that is a 1987.
Now, yeah, that's it. 87. 1DR001. Now, this one, that was a D, right? Yeah. There's also an example of a Philly. And so I'm thinking that maybe they had one single squeeze at each mint, because this one is different.
Well, because there was still Denver didn't have their full production of die mastering until I want to say like late 80s or something.
I thought
where Denver had their full, like they made their own dies. Otherwise, before that, they got their dies from Philly.
Yeah,
but I thought that was.
I thought they always got everything from Philly. Are they creating their own dies now?
They have been for a long time.
No. Well, that's a good.
But I want to say it was sometime in the 80s. I can't remember what year, but I remember researching it and that's where like some of the things started to make sense on why Denver was starting to have, opportunity with some of the double dies and all of this stuff, is because that's when they started making their own dies.
What's up, Dacone?
Hey, Dacone.
Yeah, I don't.
How are you gonna make me?
I don't see anything earlier than 87 coming out looking like that. Really, I mean, there's some class 8s, of course, but where was the class 8? Like, I guess the extra lower earlobe on an 83D. But that's really early. Or there is a spread at the ceiling on a 1980 that kind of reminds me of this problem. Let me see if I can find it. That's WDDR 001 1980 Philadelphia on Wexler. Let me see. No,
In the
it
background,
would be WDDR, dummy.
and he's thinking, God, these are coin nerds.
Why did it open?
Oh, that's pretty. I should have found this one before.
Ah, yes. Yeah. All right. So look at Look at this one, but scroll all the way. Yeah, scroll all the way down to the bottom. And look at the one reverse die variety. And that's in 1980.
Yeah, that's an early year.
Yeah. And then before that, it's like the 1972s with the above the tail of the two for the prior class 8s. Anyway, sorry.
Here. Until 1995, Denver's dies were made and shipped from the Philadelphia Mint.
Good. 95.
In that year, and Denver added a dye shop. So 1995, and Denver started making their own dyes. So right around the time that the single squeeze was 100%, and that would be why. Dang it! Hold on, I gotta cough this up here.
Nice. So in 95, 96 is when the Mint got the high-speed presses too, isn't it?
Well, they were working on it back in the 80s and already had implemented one testing. And
right, but they were testing that at Philadelphia, though.
Yeah.
So, but when Denver had its own dyes, I would assume that then they would have the single squeeze at the same time, because now they have to make their own dyes. They would get the newest equipment, which would be the single squeeze. And that's why after 1995, 1996, when single squeeze was 100%, now you have two dyes that have the same opportunity with the class 9s on that single squeeze.
Yep.
And that's why the numbers skyrocket.
Yeah. So in 92, I've got one variety in 92 Philly. And then in 93, I've got two in Philly. Two class 9 varieties show up, and one in Denver. Actually, two in Denver. So one of them was a partial extra earlobe on the 93D, and the other was a partial extra column, left side of column 7 to right of pedestal. So there was two in 93, and then all of a sudden it just it starts ballooning. So in 94 there's one, two, well, there's only two. 95 there's a bunch of class 4s all of a sudden, right? All those partial actually, and this is kind of interesting. So in 1993, 93, 92. So all those partial columns in the bays, those all start to show up in 1990. No, 89. Yeah, they start to show up in 89. The partial columns inside the bays. And then they have kind of, it also trickles in with just a handful in 89 to more and more. All of a sudden in 90, there's like 8 different varieties in 90 Philly with columns in the bays. And it kind of steady until freaking 1993, and it just explodes. There's like 15 different varieties with columns and bays. And then the same thing in 94. It's like they put something into operation like a high-speed press. And maybe that has very much something to do with the columns and the bays. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, if these columns, these class 9s, right?
No, these are class 4.
Or class 4s. If these class 4s were coming out when they introducing the high-speed press, then it's just common sense that they could attribute it to that particular minting process.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah. And so in 1994 Phillies, there's over 20 different varieties of the partial extra columns and bays. And if that was when they started using the high-speed press in Philly at a more prevalent level or a higher level, that would make sense.
Yep. All right. Van Bear Slots, welcome. Merry Christmas. Appreciate you stopping by. And once you give me a few minutes, I gotta go hit the men's room and fly them up. I want to get a fresh cup.
You know, Diecrack had a question about what values have been reached or sold for the inside memorial DDRs. You know, I'm not seeing more than like $10. So not a lot, but I'm sure there's some specific examples like best of varieties that are going for more. But that's a good question. I would think that it would be important to know. I'll have to look into that.
Well, that and like it really just kind of depends, because I know Frank has sold rolls of the circulated class 9s for I want to say $20, but if Frank is here, he can correct me. Something like that for circulated. Obviously, the better condition, the more valuable. But again, what Mantic is saying is that the stronger, the more prevalent examples are gonna carry a premium because of how grossly off that they are. Just like with any errors, the more jacked up it is, the more value it is.
Well, if you really wanted to find a bunch, I bet 94 would be your primo spot for looking. 94 Phillies. You'll probably find more there than most years. But you're right, selling them as a roll. Jeff's right, selling them as a roll. CJ Coin Dragon's got the right idea. Because then shortly after that, it turns into the class 9s, and those are a little bit less valuable, I think, than the partial extra columns.
The partial extra columns, I just like finding them because it's one of those that when I find them, I know for certain that it is a doubled die. Not like the other ones where I'm trying to like figure out, okay, like maybe this is a double die, maybe it's not. When I see those, like I know definitively that yes, it is a doubled die reverse. Now, a lot of them are minor, but that's still one of the things that like I'm okay with finding them minor because I can say for certain yes or no.
Yeah.
You know, yes, that this is a DDR.
For a newbie collector, that is an ideal thing to look for. My mom like immediately caught on to that, and she's found like a dozen or more in just the last week, just because it's so much easier for someone to identify. There's no question about it, right?
Right. Well, that and the one that I found, the 2000 Denver, I found that one in a box, and that's I was just flipping the coins over, and I was looking for those minor DDRs, and that's where I found that one, and it wasn't attributed yet.
So, Spiked Head, I think that if you now 94s are going to be really common, right? Because there's so many varieties. So that might be a good place to start. But if you want really rare ones, you can go back to let's see, they started to appear in, what did I say, 80? No.
87.
87.
For the DDR, the columns?
Yeah, the columns and the bays.
87.
Yeah, so anytime between 87 and 90.
For what? I have them going all the way to 2005.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like the upward slope from like, if it was put into operation as like one machine, one high-speed machine, and it produced like one variety and around 87, then that would be more rare than the ones produced at the high, when
Oh, right. So like
me,
87 to like 95.
well, yeah. So 90 is where it starts. It's really up there and all the way. And then, yeah, like he's right. 95.
Cool. Yeah. Cause I was thinking that if Denver started making their own dies in 95, that it would be like, that would be the last year to find the on the bottom, the bottom end of them before they really start taking off.
Yeah.
On a side note, I just went and got a cup of coffee and I looked into our living room and it looked like our Christmas tree threw up. I bet you there's 100 gifts underneath that darn thing. I'm like, wow, where did all that stuff come from? And how much of it's mine?
Well, I sure hope I didn't take over your stream. I'm sorry, Blues.
No, you are anytime.
Thank you guys for your help. I
I don't know if we quite answered it, but it was sure fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
If we could get together and just hang out and pass on coin knowledge and BS and have a good time and kill the evening, man, I'm for that all the time.
Super Silverman, I'll try to, if you want me to, I'll go review them before Thursday and then give you some feedback if you want. All right, but you guys know my wife was in here a half hour ago looking at me funny.
No, that was over an hour ago.
That was an hour ago?
Yeah. Bro, you're sleeping in the garage tonight.
So how comfortable is that couch?
What's up, Hidden?
Couch, he's got the floor.
It's like me and Kat are buds tonight.
Yeah.
Kitty.
Yep.
Hey,
She's in the kitchen just doing this.
The thumb twiddles.
Merry Christmas to everybody. You guys have a wonderful day tomorrow. I better go.
All right, say Merry Christmas to you and your family. Appreciate you.
Yeah. And Hidden, watch this episode back because you missed a great discussion.
Oh,
Anybody?
yeah.
All right. Well, you guys take care, and I will see you in the next couple days.
All right. Have a good one. Merry Christmas.
Have a good
brother.
night, Shay.
And Poofy is gone.
And that was the last time that Shay Hoffmaster was ever seen.
Yep. I got proof of it. The cops are going to want a copy of this video.
For evidence.
From the time she walked in the room to now.
Oh.
Yep. He could have left the mic on so we could at least hear the yelling and the stabbing. But it is after midnight my time, and I got a house full of kids that are going to get up at early,
6.
and they're going to want the adults up because once they see the tree and everything around it, they're
gonna lose their marbles.
they're going to lose their minds. And these are my great nephews and great nieces. So it's going to be an interesting morning. As long as there's enough coffee, I think I'll get through it.
Always more coffee.
But I'm going to call it quits for tonight and go try to get some sleep myself.
Okay.
So everybody, CJ, thank you very much, brother. Appreciate you.
Yeah, man.
Hidden, welcome. Spiked Head, welcome. That's a new name. Always like new names, new collectors. Thursday night, 7 p.m. Eastern is the Q&A show. So just look for it. I forgot to ask Shay who's hosting it this week.
It is Shumar. I'm 90% sure it's Shumar.
We have a link for Shumar.
I can get one.
Can you find one for that for me, please?
Yeah, 1 second.
We're going to post a link, and we think Shumar is hosting it this week. Here, I got a link I could put up there. That's going to give you information to all of this. Wow, that was the wrong keyboard.
There you go. That is the link to Shumar.
Let's see, I am trying to find this one right here. Copy. We'll put that in there and hit enter. Okay, that 1 million penny project blog spot, that's Ken Peavy's site. He is basically the professor of coins, and he keeps that updated with all the information about what shows are coming up. So I'm not sure if it's recently updated with that information on the Q&A. Let me see. On the right-hand side, there'll be a link. No, it's not updated yet for the new one. So He'll probably be updating that here probably
Oh,
next
sorry.
couple days.
It's not Shumar. I'm stupid. My bad. It's Frank.
Dragon?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
So let me get a link.
It was Ken Peavy hitting? Yeah, I know.
So here is a link to Coin Dragon's channel where Q&A should be this Thursday. As a message from Sunday.
Yeah. And the Q&A, they just get a bunch of us that are on there, and they just talk about coins and varieties, and people send in photos of coins that they have questions about. And the panel, they pick it apart and give their opinion about it. So it's a good show. They run it every week unless it happens to fall on a holiday. And it goes back and forth between different channels. So just watch out for us and hit that like button, subscribe to us all, and you'll get notifications about all of this stuff. So once again, CJ, thank you very much. Hidden, appreciate you stopping by. Jeff Stanley, thank you. Spiked Head Die Crack, thank you very much. Silverman, appreciate you. I'm scrolling up, seeing Decone, Mantic, Van Bear Slots, appreciate y'all. Ant, I think he went to bed already. I think Dragon went to bed already. War Nickel. And if I missed you, I'm sorry. But thank you all. I'm going to get off this thing and try to get some sleep myself. Y'all have a Merry Christmas. Y'all be safe out there this holiday season. And until then, Blues Coins is out.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone.